Peace, peace, peace. Anybody home?
Peace and blessings, out. Peace and blessings.
What's happening, man?
What's going on? Oh, just trying to give everybody a second to load up, man. I say I got a few people getting ready to join. Hit the link here, man. Uh, okay. Anybody else backstage yet? So, brother Moray.
What up, dude?
So what we got here, man? We got a Torah teacher. Is that what's going on?
My name is Morey Yasha. I am an Israelite teacher, an elderly teacher from the old school.
Okay, that's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear, man. I mean, you've been studying for quite a minute, at least.
Yeah, probably longer than you was born.
Okay, I'll accept that. I accept that. So,
I'm glad you do. If you didn't, it wouldn't make it. It wouldn't make it less real.
right. I know. Some arrogant brothers have a lot of comebacks, man. I like to, I like to
Well,
let
I'm not.
people
I'm
proud.
not arrogant. My shoe. Arrogant is when you wear shoes too big. I fit my shoes perfectly.
Nah, I was saying, it would have been arrogant for me to try and make a comeback just because you said you've been studying for a certain amount of time. You know
Yeah,
that
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 would.
intimidates certain brothers, but just because you've been studying me, longer than me, that I respect it. That's what I meant when I said I
Yeah,
accept it.
yeah, and the reason I said if you don't is because of those other niggas that you was talking about.
I got you. I got you. I got you.
You
So
know, because the truth is the truth, whether one accepts it or not.
exactly. I can agree with that. I agree with you saying wholeheartedly.
When you look up truth, your acceptance has nothing to do with the definition.
Hmm.
Or minds or any acceptance period has nothing to do with the definition. Now when you're talking about acceptance, now we're getting off into belief now.
Right. So, what's your understanding in the difference between, I guess, the truth and what you believe?
The truth is, right, can't nothing break it. There's nothing more important than the truth because the truth is, right. A belief is what you accept to be the truth. You know, you can accept something to be the truth that's not the truth.
Hmm.
It's belief is based upon your acceptance. Excuse me, I'm over here burping. I just got finished eating a nice tuna melt.
No, you good.
Yeah, but it's kind of hard to talk and eat and digest and all that at the same time. But we're gonna get through this. Yeah, but that's what it is. The difference between belief and in reality, the truth, is that belief is what you accept to be the truth. It's not necessarily the truth. I'll give you an example. You could be born with adopted parents, and your parents never told you that they adopted you at birth. You accepted that these were your parents, and that's your truth. You accepted that as your truth. And they are your parents, right? Because you made them your parents because you accepted them as your parents. You see, they're not your biological parents. You could have caused a ruckus in there and got sent back to the foster home, right? You accepted them as your parents. You accepted them. And in your acceptance, that what made it a reality. You know, uh, it's like that with a God. You know, you can accept all of these gods on this planet. You can accept any one of them as your truth. And that is your belief. That is your conception of your reality. But that may not necessarily be a reality at all. You can accept Jesus being born a virgin birth. We know that science say that's not so. But you can accept that as your truth and your reality. And that's the difference between the reality and the truth. Reality and belief, I'm sorry.
Big facts. How you feeling today? How you feeling today? I just got in here.
Oh, I Terry feeling okay. Y'all remember buckwheat? Y'all a little too young for buckwheat. I feeling okay. Buckwheat for the little rascals.
Let's go. What's the topic for today? Immanuel?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, I had a technical difficulty for a split second. I was changing devices. Man, chopping it up with my boy, Moray Yashab, man. We got an elderly Hebrew teacher in the building. Uh, and this brother says, his truth can't be broken, and his truth ain't necessarily based off of belief. He brought up an example that something like the virgin birth, his understanding doesn't necessarily come from a belief. It comes more so from the fact that science tells us, a child can't be born without insemination. So
Hmm.
I like where the brother's coming from so far. I'm waiting to hear somebody, with some type of rebuttal. Where everybody else 2 cents at? You
Well,
know what I'm saying?
it was. I
Let
don't
me
think
go
it was
ahead and
nothing
share
to
the
be.
link around.
I don't think it was nothing to be rebutted. I just gave you my take on belief and truth.
No, I missed it. Could you break it down for me again? So maybe
Well, I
I
was
can
just
chime in.
basically stating that the truth is, the truth is what it is. It's just that. It can't be broken. And I was saying how the truth is probably the most important thing, probably next to air, right? But a belief is what you accept to be the truth. It doesn't necessarily have to be the truth, it's what you accept to be the truth,
Mm.
pretty much in a nutshell.
So you're saying that truth can be subjective, pretty much.
Belief can be subjective.
You were saying truth,
Yeah, because a belief is what you accept as the truth.
though. Okay, I understand.
It's what it's more so. It's not even built. Belief is not even built or based upon acceptance as much. It's not built or based upon truth as much as it is acceptance. I mean, people have accepted Jim Jones as a Messiah type a figure. Is he the Messiah?
Mm-mm.
But to them he was, right. To them he was their Messiah. He was a false Messiah, and that's why there's lots of people dead behind him, right? That's the difference between truth and belief. They believed that he was this man of God, but the man of God don't kill his own sheep.
Mm. Cook. How you feeling today, Moorish Barbarian? Shout out to Bar Reloaded in the building. If you didn't know, now you know. Let me go ahead and drop a bomb for the bar. Sorry about that. I had a technical difficulty. I just had like 3 songs start playing at once.
Nah,
One time for the bar Reloaded in the building.
Going on, man? Some more Barbarian, man. Yeah, I mean, holla at your boy, Bar Reloaded, Lions Den. You know
Let's
what it
go.
is, man. We coming
Lions
for
Den in the
heads.
building. Gentlemen, feel
Pe-
free to stream to all your channels as well. Feel free.
Peace
Let
to the
everybody
Morris
get a mic.
Barbarian. Can I ask you a question, Morris Barbarian?
No doubt. What's going on?
How do you correlate the blackness of the Moors with the whiteness of barbarianhood? Just for understanding.
What's white about Barbarian? Explain.
Well, when I look in history, I don't. When I look at all of the barbarians that I've seen in history, when we talking about those that were labeled as barbarians, they were all white people.
You got a source for that?
Well, I don't have one right off the bat, but the world is filled with them.
I guess instead we could
I
ask the
mean,
question: is there a source for Black
Hey,
barbarians? Is he
can I
saying they
get?
kind of don't
I'll
exist?
give you a source. I'll give you a source off the head, right? What I'm saying by I'll give you a event in history, right? This is what I mean by the world is filled with these sources. I don't have a book or a scholar, and I'm quite sure that I can dig it up, right? Let's talk about Saint Augustine when he converted the Anglo Saxons around the 4th century. Saint Augustine was from Africa, right? But and they were not labeled as barbarians, but the Anglo Saxons at that time were known as barbaric, and they were white people.
could you put the definition for Barbarian up for
Well,
everybody to
they're
see?
not. The definition is not going to say white people.
Yeah,
So, I
I hate
mean,
to
if
butt
you
in. I just wanted to throw this out there.
Now, I just wanted to know how did you. But before we get off in all this, I want to know how did you make the correlation, and then we can get off in all of that. Because my question, we're not going to set this up for me to get beat up and attacked and all that goofy shit without me getting the answer to my initial question.
I'm saying this, right? If you got a problem with the
I don't
word
have a problem.
barbarian,
I just want
so
to
what you
answer,
would,
bruh.
I mean, but yeah, what you saying is not all the way right. Like, is
Well,
you
okay,
saying
well,
was there?
if you
Hold on,
don't have an
man.
answer,
Wait a second, brother.
then we
Wait
can
a
just leave it
second,
alone.
man. You just
yeah.
trying to cut
Let,
me off. What
let's
is you
have some
talking
decorum,
while I'm
brother
talking
Moray.
for?
Let's have some decorum, brother Moray. Let brother Apollo land, and then we're gonna let you land right after.
Yeah, man, that's crazy work. But like I
Okay, we'll
said,
see.
man, there was you cool? You
Very
straight?
cool. No, actually,
Well,
I'm not
if you
because
ain't
you're trying
cool,
to make
don't be
something
just.
out of nothing.
Why don't you just do that
Nah,
on your turn?
yeah,
Don't do
it's
it on
just a
my
quick
turn.
discussion,
Don't
Moray. Just
not
let
be
them.
cool on my turn. Be not cool on your turn.
Yeah, I'm not cool. I could be cool, not cool, however way I want to be,
Well,
Yeah,
and I
just
just
don't
let
mute
want
them
to
up.
let
be.
them
I don't
land
want
real
to be
quick.
cool when you're trying to make something out of nothing. I'm just asking you, how do you correlate? You going through all of this? I need
You
an
gonna
answer
ask
before
me to
you're
again?
giving me. I
I
asked you a
never even got
question
a
and you're
chance to
not giving me
answer.
the answer.
You
How
gotta
do
let
you
them answer,
correlate?
Moray. You gotta let them
How do
answer.
you
Man, don't
correlate?
ask me again, man.
Let them give them 30 seconds at least, Moray. Let them rock out real quick. Go ahead, brother Morris.
No doubt. Like I said, man, for this brother's misconfusion on the word barbarian, you know what I mean, it's clear, right? So there is and have been through history European or so-called Caucasian, or what you would say a white person. Yeah, but do they own the word barbarian? Like, do all the barbarians Caucasians? No, because you could get the word barbarian, then it could break down from Berber or other type of root words that the word barbarian is coming from, and mostly it's talking about somebody just going against the native tongue of said whoever. So anybody could be a barbarian to the other
Yeah.
person's culture,
Yeah.
right? So I'm just saying, I'm just trying to break down and give it that there ain't no one race that owns the word barbarian. It's multicultural if you understand
So
how the word's
All
being used.
right, you landed, Apollo.
Yeah, I'm landed.
All right, bet. Go ahead, brother Moray.
anybody could be a barbarian to anybody's culture. Who can be a barbarian to the Chinese culture?
Are you asking a question?
Yes,
All right,
indeed, in
let them
action.
let them let them answer and land.
Everybody that's not Chinese,
Okay.
and anybody that's not adhering to their culture. So somebody that's going against the said set uh, language or certain aspects of culture, somebody that's going against your culture would be you would call them a barbarian.
Yeah, like even
Can
a
you can,
Chinese dude raised in America could be a barbarian to a Chinese native when that.
is, do you have any sources for that?
I asked for the definition to get put up on the screen.
Now, and I'm saying,
I
do you
got you.
have any
I'm about to give it to
sources
you
for
right
that?
now.
When you ask me for the source and I'm saying the definition to the word, what more do you want more than the definition of the word?
You know what I would need. What I would need is you having a example of what you said, just flat out, just like that. I would never throw out something and I don't have an example,
You
just like
did.
that.
You did
I
when you
didn't.
first said something about the barbarian and you used it
I
out of
said, the
context.
barbarians were the Caucasians, and then you turned around and backed that up, and
I
then you
said
went
you
off
used
into
it out
something
of
else. You
context,
did.
is what I said. You
You
used it
did.
out of context.
You did. You did. You did confirm what I said, and then you went deeper off into something else. So I
Is
was
you
not wrong.
cool, man? Straight up, man.
And
Like, yo,
it's not about me being
if you
wrong.
wanna argue,
I
man,
just
go
wanted to know
argue with
how
your
did
whiz. Go
I'm just
argue
saying
with your white brother.
I just
I
wanted
ain't
to
got
know
that.
how what was how did you make the correlation? All of this
At
other
this
stuff.
point, it ain't none of your business. All right, because you cool
Okay,
with
well
that.
that I can accept that
All
answer. I
right,
can
no
accept,
doubt.
but
That's
what
my
I can
answer. None
accept,
of your
what
business.
I can
Move
accept is
on.
none of that other
Move
trash
on.
you was talking to me.
It's
You
cool.
move on.
Move on.
No, you move on. I was here first. You move
I'm
on.
telling you to keep it moving. You ain't got to
No, and
talk
I'm
to me.
telling you to
There's
keep
a
it
whole
moving.
panel up here, brother. You could talk to
Yeah.
other people.
We got a screen share, y'all.
Oh, it's showing the image. You have to remove the image first and then share the screen that you're trying to share again.
I'm sharing it. I can see what I'm on my screen. It says barbarian. Can y'all see the word barbarian in the
Nah, you
definition?
have to switch it over on StreamYard. You have to switch the format over. Whoever is in control
Oh,
and
I'm
has
the only,
administrative privileges should
he,
swap the format over.
we both have it. He's got it too, so he can do it all. He should be able to. But I'll do that. I don't see a screen. Oh, here goes the screen share. Yep. Now I can remove it and add it back.
Boom, that's
Oh,
it.
okay, yeah, it
There we
wouldn't let
go.
me scroll all the way down there for some reason. I can't see the
Hey,
bottom right.
yeah, yeah. Hey, man, I hate. I'm really. I'm gonna step in like this, right? I'm just more so of a moderator, right? So we're looking at a definition for barbarian, and definitions change.
Mm-hmm.
You got dictionaries that go back to the 16, 1700s, right? They're not gonna say the same thing we're reading right now. So what somebody accepts as the definition for something, it all can be scrutinized because the term itself has a layered history. A barbarian can be something different to somebody else on the other side of the planet. So y'all brothers, don't try to get boxed in on that, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
Everybody asking good questions, and all these questions can be answered. Let's try not to get into it where, I mean, if you don't accept a brother's answer, cool, just move on. But ask the question, get where the brother's perspective is coming from, and move on. Let's try not to make arguments on dumb stuff like this because nobody on this panel can clearly define what a barbarian is outside of what they understand it to be.
And that's all I asked for. I asked for how did he make the correlation? It wasn't a right or wrong answer. I would have accepted anything he said. At this point, he said none of my business. I accept that, right? I just wanted an answer. And I didn't want nobody attacking me, calling me an enemy or that I'm against something. I just wanted, because I haven't made that correlation. If he could make that correlation and I can see it, I can accept it. But see,
Well,
it's a lot of
I think.
arrogance and a lot of goofy shit going on here.
Well, see, that's adding to it what you just
You
did.
being
So I would
goofy
say that you could
because I
subtract
gave you
that
an
to
answer.
nothing's good. See how he's responding? It can be tactfulness from both sides, right? You could have everything you just said in your last response was cool
But
till
we're
you
not
said
in a
that.
debate. I
It's
wanted to learn. I wanted to
even
learn
all
how
right.
did he make that correlation. That's it.
Okay. All right. So I learned something
Humbly.
from
It
from
wasn't
from
it wasn't no debate or no got you moment or none of that.
we got that, brother. We got it. We got it. And shout out to anybody that call themselves a moray, right? You know what I'm saying? Because when you step into that box right there, Christ eats you up, right? And one of my favorite precepts is from the time that you thought you ought to be teachers, you have need that one teach you again. And this is the first principles of the oracles of God. You can check Hebrews for that,
That's right.
right?
And I was
So,
trying to be taught his correlation. That was it.
okay, cool. But I'm saying y'all stop throwing the jabs
You
because
said you ain't said what I said.
I was learning from Brother Morris Barbarian's response because I heard something that was very unique that I've never heard before, and he made a correlation to Berber. So he started throwing what he supposes is some type of root word or uh, etymology in it that demonstrated his understanding, but we kind of got sidetracked before he really went into what he was saying, and I thought that was interesting. So if we
Yeah,
could
can we
just
get
pick
back
up
into
right
that? Cause
there.
I want that sounds good and it's sufficient for me. He went to the word barbar and it's sufficient for me. I just wanted to
and
answer.
and just to build on what I heard him say, because I don't fully understand his position, I understand what a Berber is. So
Yeah.
it further illustrates his position when he's saying cultural uh differences, right? When he's speaking of cultural differences and somebody brings another cultural and language into another culture and language, and they become barbarians to each other. And I just thought that was interesting how he tied in the fact that he understands Berber could be I don't want to use big words etymologically, if that's a word, like linked together. You get what I'm saying? I
Let's
thought
Yeah.
go.
that was cool.
Yeah, I'm seeing a correlation, and that would if we could make that correlation, which I've been through there before, and it's kind of a little etchy, but yeah, if we could make that correlation, I'd accept it. I accept truth, right? I accept knowledge. I'm not here to fight and beat up on my brothers. Now, if you're saying I'm here to defend myself, like when I asked the question, I think that the brother think that I was trying to pull his coattail or something like that, and he got defensive, and that's what it is. But I'm not here to attack you, bro.
That's just the nature of us fellas, right? And you
Yeah,
haven't said very much that I disagree with tonight. When things are said that people disagree with, they're going to raise rebuttals or objections. It's just the nature of these type of dialogues and discourse. That's how most people learn. So it's
right.
not. Let's just try not to take things
How
personal.
about
That's
this?
the
How about
thing.
this? When I ask the question, I am the one that's not in the know, right? So when I ask a question, I am in a position of humbleness to want to learn from you. See,
But
now, and if I want to learn
can
from
I
you
interject,
and then you
OG?
beating me up, then we can't be friends because I can't hear
OG,
nothing you say.
can I interject because I don't feel like that's fair what you're doing, and I got love for you, brother. But you came off very aggressive to these brothers, and I think that
I just
Apollo,
asked
who
what
I
was the
know,
correlation.
sorry, and I know Apollo, who Apollo's known. I'll just say that. I
Very
think
known.
think he showed amazing decorum in light of how you were
Okay,
speaking to him. That's all I'll say. And That's why he asked you, "Are you okay, brother?" And I was
And I
wondering the
said
same.
yes.
You know,
And then I said no because then I felt like it was some bull crap going on here, and it was. I just okay. Show me the aggression when I asked. Okay, barbarian. I said barbarian. More black, barbarian white.
hmm
That's my understanding. Well, the brother's
and
dumb. You don't know nothing. He gonna ask this.
well,
Well, let me
well,
say this, bro. You don't do that to people, bro.
Hold on, hold
but
on, hold
speaking
on.
of the barbarians, though,
Now I think the
let's
aggression came from him, not me.
well,
Brother Moray, Brother
he
Moray. You're
okay.
the one who came off initially when he asked, "Was you cool?" He was totally chilling, and you said no, you wasn't cool. You
I'm
said
not
it's
because I
you.
felt that sting, bro.
But okay, so if you saying you felt some arrogant BS going on off of him trying to give you the definition of barbarian, everybody's gonna try and figure out where you're getting that from.
I
He
didn't
was
come up with a
solely
definition.
he
I want
was
you to
giving
give
you the
me a
definition
definition
that
so
you
I can
asked
learn
for.
how you made the correlation. That's it.
But he was giving you what you asked for, and you felt like he was being arrogant on some BS. And for you to say that
You know why?
was
Because he came out talking about my lackings and my this and that before he answered the question. We got the tape, bro. We can go back and rewind it. That you don't do that to people, bro.
You said you didn't know, so that
That's
means you
right. And
got
I
a lack
came
of
to you. I
understanding.
came to you asking like I didn't know.
there's nothing wrong with having a lack of knowledge,
Now you
brother.
gonna beat me up and disrespect me because I don't know, bro.
Nah,
That's what.
it's
That's
nothing
why I
wrong
felt
with
some
having
kind
a
of
lack
way,
of
bro.
knowledge, bro. That's not
Hey,
beating you
hey,
up.
I like to get back to the knowledge. I volunteer my time tonight, y'all. I'm Kyrod, right? Kyrod
Peace to you,
Tazapah.
brother.
Yep. Shalom, shalom. However people want to look at it. Peace to the panel, right? I came to be edified. I heard some things that were said tonight, and I got questions, but I'm gonna make an emphatic statement before I ask this question, right? My statement is that the Anglicans and the Saxons are two different, distinct populations and groups. Now I heard them being referred to as white folks earlier. Now, were they white folks before they merged into a singular population, or were the Anglicans or the Angles were they white and the Saxons were white, or
From
did
my uh, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
yeah, I could stop right there if you're willing to give response based off of just what you heard.
Based off of my research, right? Based off my research, and I am collegiate educated. Based off of my research, the Anglos, the Saxons, the Jutes, the Burgundians, almost all of those tribes are Germanic tribes.
Oh, thank you. All right, all right. So that's part of your response. So Germanic means white. It- you
Yes.
feel safe to say that? All right,
Uh,
all right.
yes.
So what? Slow down,
To me,
brother.
at least to me in my research.
I got you. I got you. So I'm gonna ask you a lot of questions real quick.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it
be
don't
in
mean
and out,
white.
y'all. I don't want to take
Let
over
me make
y'all
this clear.
discussion.
Let me make this clear. It
Uh huh.
means white to my research, right?
Okay.
And if you prove my research wrong, I will be wrong.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
But my research have led me that
Uh huh.
Germany white.
Uh huh. What if I told you that there are scholars and documents and all types of history out there that would prove that that region that you're calling Germany, all the way to the Rhineland, all the way to Ireland and basically Asia Minor, was black as tar before 449 A.D.
Mm.
Because
If
now
you
I'm in
can
I'm
get
in the same time period as you. You talking fifth
right,
century, right?
right, right, right.
Uh huh.
But are you going to ask? You going to let me answer? I am a humble man, brother. If
Got you. Got
you
you.
prove that to me, I will accept it.
I got you. Well, it would be for you to scrutinize first. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you sources, because the type of
Yeah.
brothers that bring these type of conversations up, I call all y'all scholars, right? That
Yes.
mean to me, a scholar don't mean you have to put out a document or a paper. It means to me that you will go through people who are also scholars who have put out documents and papers, and you will go through it with a significant amount of detail. I have a document for you and several more, right? And
Yeah.
I have a bookshelf I'm looking at right now, but I can get to this information very fast, right?
Yeah.
One of the first documents that I suggest you read is our earliest ancestors in Britain, right? The author is y'all help me out. brother Iman. What's the guy's name? Professor Boyd Dawkins, right? And he says that his forefathers invaded a black Britain in 449 AD, and that the Rhineland was filled with curly-headed, short, dark-faced black folks that they wiped out. Like, for instance, the first man to be prosecuted for wearing a kilt was a black man when they made it illegal to do so.
May I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Now, I study all types of history, real history, pseudo history, all type mythology, all of that stuff,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah.
Now, I have come across something in my readings that kind of point to that, but it hasn't. It is the historians play with it, okay,
Mm-hmm.
almost like how they play with the word more.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen something like that that they attributed to the Tartars. Are you familiar?
Now, I'm familiar with the Tartarian population.
Yeah, but when I go back into that, you still have this white element in there.
Okay. All right. So let me be as brief as possible and straight, so
In the
we don't
black
waste
part, I don't
time.
know nothing about.
I got you. I got you.
I do
If
know about Moorish history, and but I haven't made the
uh, uh,
keyword correlation.
Brother Iman, any way you can hunt down our earliest ancestors in Britain and we get straight to the point. And if that's not convincing enough, you already know how many
I got you.
more authors we have. It should be a PDF on Google Books or something. And I believe it's page 104 or 94. And we could just read this, right? And what's the interesting thing about this is why
It's your
I'm
boy
convinced
Yaya
that
on the
this
one
is
and two.
what's that?
Oh, shout out! We have a new person added to the panel.
Oh,
Shout out
Shalom.
Yaya Bantu. He's also in the Clash of the Titans tournament. Um, he's one of the Titans. So yeah. Oh wait. What team are you? Are you Team Naga?
No, I'm Team Band too.
Team Bantu. Okay. Team Bantu. Team Bantu. Let's go. Shout out him and
So
appreciate you joining the panel. Everybody, let's give him a round of applause.
Hey,
back to that
Shalom, brother
Tartar
Bantu.
question. Is that would that Tartar thing be like somewhat of that correlation or no? Y'all
He's
heard me?
Something I don't. It was incomplete. I like it wasn't a finished statement.
Yeah, I'm saying okay. Yeah, okay. Uh, Let me better put that. So when I mentioned the Tartars, that Tartar, would the Tartars be that correlation between the Barbers and the Moors?
Can we deal with that later so we can go ahead and not eat up a bunch of time and we get straight to it. I
Well,
believe one of the brothers is
if you would say yes or no, then we would be done with the whole thing because then I can
okay.
see where you're
So
coming
so
from.
wh- so what I feel like is happening right now is that there's a chronological gap between you know who we talking
My
about
learning, let's say it's a
as the
chronological gap
Moors.
in my learning.
No, I'm not. No, sir. That's well, if that's what you feel, I don't never knock nobody for how they feel or what they believe. That's
I
not
mean,
what
because
I'm
I don't.
saying.
I'm just trying to make the correlation.
Uh, Maybe perhaps the information that's about to be presented would make your you wanting to
Appease
achieve
me.
that correlation a little easier.
Yeah.
Let's just let the information flow.
Yeah, you got a name of that source again, or what to type in on Google search possibly.
Our earliest ancestors in Britain by Professor Boyd Dawkins. Everybody look it up. It's a quick read. You don't even have to read the whole thing. By the time you get to like the third and fourth page, man, you get it. And I had got cut off on what I was saying earlier. The reason why I don't feel like history is being played with right here is the simple fact that there are books out there that that every book or every publication has an audience that the author is talking to, right? And they also have an unintended audience that they're not speaking to. These people are writing books to their people. They never intended for us to pick this up and read it. It's no, it's not really any caveats for them to be trying to trick somebody in 2025 when they're writing about their family history. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to trip up their own people
Right.
in these type of approaches in history. And y'all do it, man. Just let the information flow. I'm
What
trying to get
page
in and get
you got?
out, and so other topics can come up. I'm
What
not
page
trying
you
to
got?
flood the panel.
Hey, and I want to shout out the head barbarian, Honey
What page
Clark.
you got?
We got a.
Um,
Can you hear me? Real briefly, I want to shout out Honey Clark, the lead barbarian. We got a 40-second
Honey
ad.
Clark is well known as well. Shout out to Honey Clark. We've had our days as well.
Let's go. I got a 40-second ad from her, and if you need ad space, make sure you hit me up. Upcoming debates and events for the bar.
They can't say that. Check the score. I've been balling. It ain't changed that. Hold on, wait. I ain't mad. He ain't never made a play. She ain't even get attention. He got stretched, nice in the back like a widescreen. Try to skip the fade, not really live feed. Red dot on his top, lady like a live stream.
Hey, shout out Honey, shout out the bar, shout out the whole team. Appreciate you guys for all the love and support. You already know, and appreciate you guys for your patience with that ad. Go ahead, back to you, gentlemen.
Yeah. I believe a brother is looking up a source. He was asking for the page. My response was look for that 449 AD because I like getting straight into where people are recording time, so we don't waste a lot of time, right? And
Right.
and it might be page 104 or something. I think you should know this, brother Iman, just from how many years we've been doing research together. Um, I think that if you just scanned that document with your eyes, you would be able to get to the part where he was saying our forefathers basically invaded this place and we took over and we pushed these people to the Rhineland and all this stuff. But you should see 449 AD somewhere on one of them pages. All right, and with that being said, while he's hunting that down, uh, the brother is trying to make a correlation between the Tartars or the Tartarian population, which is dealing with Asia Minor, and basically asking if there is a link or a correlation between these populations. But me personally, where I'm at in my research is I think that there are two distinct populations with the Tartarians or the Tartars coming hundreds and hundreds of years later. When we're talking about Anglos and Saxons, which is what started the conversation, I'm thinking about, the first, well, somewhere around, 5th century AD. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about the Germany area and pretty much where all these people migrated. We're talking about Italy, we're talking about Britain, we're talking about Spain, we're talking about England, we're talking about, we're just talking about Asia Minor in particular, and occasionally we'll be talking about things south of the Mediterranean as well because it's just easy to cross that water. But the Tartarians to me are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years later, right? Which I believe that the to the best of my ability and best of my knowledge that the Tartars or the Tartarians are basically like the cousins to who became the Turks or the Ottoman Empire.
Right.
So to me, when I was telling you at first, I think it's a big chronological gap right there. That would make me not think that they are directly correlated, even though we all share common forefathers and ancestors of crazy different populations. You know what I'm saying? I could have a Mongolian in me somewhere. It's possible. I would accept it just from studying history. You know what I'm saying?
I want to say that. See,
I think I might
this
have you.
Tartar thing is something new to me. You know what I'm saying? And I always overlooked it because I kind of saw it as something mythological. Lately I've been looking into it, but I'm not getting nothing real clear. What I'm getting clear is what you're saying about how they related to the Turks and this and that and even the Khazars and stuff like that, right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Uh, I have not gotten what another brother was putting on me that these Tartars were black. I just have not saw that. People were trying to say that these black Tartars, that basically basically what you were saying that would be that correlation. based
Well,
upon
we just talking
what
skin
others
color
were
here,
trying to
brother.
tell
Is
me.
we talking skin color here, but
Yeah.
in all actuality, we need to be talking about nationality, and the vast majority of the nation of the Turks. When you look up how they drew themselves, them brothers was white. Now, when brothers want to introduce the conversation of what they perceive to be race, they talking about color. What would have stopped the Turks from going into Africa, taking a beautiful melanated woman up out of there and making a melanated Turk? You know what I'm
Well,
saying? I would
well,
not denounce
I've
that
heard
that happened.
about I've heard about black Turks, you know, that were original Turks. You know, I've heard that even when going through the Moorish school of thought, they taught that the whole world was black from the beginning. You understand what I'm saying? So it's
It
what I'm
was.
trying. What all I'm trying to do is pick your brain to see
Okay,
how
gotcha.
you come across what you come across. And I think when I asked the question, I was very careful to tell you that I was not trying to be offensive. I was not trying to do this. I'm not trying to do that. But I wanted to know based off my research, and there is gaps in my research. I am not the smartest man in the world, even though I am highly intelligent. I am not the smartest man in the world, and I am willing to learn. If you know something that I don't know, I am going to ask you about it. And that's all I did. I
Oh,
wouldn't. I don't think
I
I was
got you.
aggressive. I don't think I was
No. You,
nasty.
you, brother,
I
you
think that
done
my
made a
reputation.
total improvement from
I
how
think
you
my
started off.
reputation. I think my reputation preceded me on that.
All right. So let's just deal with the oldest skeletons and bones that we have, right? Are you familiar with Cheddar Man?
Yeah, from Britain.
Yeah, all right. What race is he and how old are those bones according
I
well,
don't know what
I
race
don't
he
agree
is.
with the age, but don't
Yeah,
they say
I don't
Cheddar
know what
Man
race
was a
he is.
Negroidal.
I don't know
you
what.
feel me?
I
Right?
know
And
he.
so
I
now we
do
just
know he
made
was a
Europe
dark.
black.
I do know he was a dark skinned man with blue eyes.
Okay. All right. And did you know that the people that we so-called white man today got those blue eyes from a tribe that's already been traced down in Africa?
Well, I believe that Adam was black and that all people came from black people, so all traits are in us.
Right. I'm
You know,
trying not to go into Africa.
right. I
The
mean,
populations we're talking about is towards Asia Minor, right? Very close to Mesopotamia, and I'm staying in that region. Obviously, a migration took place to there prior to, them getting there. So I'm trying to. You have to divide some of these parts in history and just focus on the places some of these people or populations landed after their migration.
yeah, so I just wanted to get how the brother just came up with, because he understand what I understand. I don't understand what he understand, which means that he knows more than me. So he shouldn't have a problem with me understanding that barbarians is white. You know, he shouldn't have a problem with that when he even agreed with that, right? But the part that I don't know, he's supposed to lift me through there and show me black barbarians. The Berber thing, okay, let's say that's one, right? My understanding about, I don't want to be that type of guy who have one piece of evidence and go running around the world like this is it, this one piece of evidence. Because to me, that is one of the definitions
So
of
let's
conjecture.
start. Let's
That's
start
one of
with
the
the
definitions of conjecture. You know,
let's
your evidence should not it should not be lacking in quality, and it should not be lacking in quantity. Meaning that, okay, that's one evidence. Uh, two, three, two, three more. I'm sold.
All right. So what about the could you go to the black German crest? Just go, you don't get put black German, just put German
You know,
crest.
Apollo, I was gonna give you the German tapestry of 1400 to start with.
Yeah, I definitely was gonna go there, but
I
I was
think
gonna
that would
start
be
with
a
the
hot
crest first.
topic. You feel me?
No doubt. We it's all in there with the wild man.
Yes, sir.
Oh, no doubt.
Let me
But I
say
was
this.
gonna show him the crest so we could start with to understanding who's who and what's what. So if you see black Germans, a German crest with a black head on it, a black man's face, so called. I mean, so at that point, would you understand that there was some black Germans?
Uh, at that point, it would make me question. That's all it
That's
would do.
cool. You said
Eh,
you needed more. You said you
Right,
needed more than one. So,
right, right. But that what I'm saying is that
hold
would
on. Let's
you ask
just
you.
get to it.
Okay, I'll fall back. You asked me a question and then you cut me off, but I'll fall back.
Nah, I wasn't asking you. It was rhetorical,
Okay, well I'll
basically,
just fall back.
because you were
Let me
saying,
fall back.
yeah, no doubt. You said you needed more than one evidence. So, a brother Amon, could you put a German crest with the heads on it? Because usually they have a black eagle
I
or
can give you
dragon.
several. I'm finna pull my library here. I'm gonna drop them in our group chat. That way it'll make things faster.
I'm
Can I
actually
can I stop?
already
Can
familiar. I know.
if you would just hear this, you wouldn't have to do that. I'm familiar with the black crest all around Europe, even in Germany, right? Those coats and all that stuff. I'm even familiar with black statues, right, in Germany. But what I'm saying is that as a student of history, I study history, bro, and I have not found no validated historical records of. I've been trying, and I need to know this. I need to know this, and I need to because it would answer a whole lot of my questions. I've been trying to study black people being in Germany for the longest, and I have not found nothing credible.
Oh yeah, we got
We
plenty.
trying to show you though.
That's my specialty, brother Moray. So it might be a coincidence that you on the phone right
I'm
now.
It may be a
I'm
blessing. How
actually
about that? It may
just
be a
by the way,
blessing.
Kyle, I'm actually having technical difficulties with my screen share right now. I'm trying to we're trying to see if A1 can
It
So
may be a
just
screen share.
blessing
I'm
he's
about
just
here
to
pass
tonight.
some of the
Oh,
links
I've
that
been
I'm
I'm
muted this
sending.
whole time. If
I'm
you
about
drop
to
the
right
link
now.
in the private chat,
There you
anybody
go.
who
Just
wants me to
shoot the
share
link to him.
anything, the private chat is for us only, and only we can see that. And
I
just
just
drop
dropped
something back there and shout my name out. Tell me to share it.
I just dropped it.
Could you just go to
It would
Google
truly be
search?
a blessing for
I'm just
me.
asking for a Google search at this point.
Yes, sir. We going I'm gonna definitely get to everybody. I promise you.
No doubt.
I
I got
just
you.
dropped it one.
And
I'm not
we
gonna leave
could get
nothing
to
uncovered today.
Septimian Severus. Is you down with him? Septimius Severus. I think I'm saying his name right.
Yeah,
Can
you
you
talking
type it
about
in the back chat so when
the
I'm ready
Ro-
I could just copy and
the
paste
Roman emperor. Yeah,
the
you
the
talking
private
about
chat?
start the
The
start
private
of
yeah,
the
chat.
British the start of Britain, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
All
look,
Everything
right,
in the
so
private
You
chat.
talking
look.
about
They
up
taking
start
you
under
all the way
look.
back.
he went there. He had Julius Caesar as his general.
I'm saying, well, we taking you back,
Yeah, I
trying to
mean, I'm
get
letting
you
you
as
know I'm
back far as
familiar.
you could get.
Yeah, I can go back further than that, but just let's proceed with. I need this proof because I need to know proof of black people being in Germany with records, like sources. You know
You
what
you
I'm
do
saying?
realize that once you acknowledge Germany, you're acknowledging that whole region just based off of how King James ruled. He King James the first of Britain, but King James the sixth of Scotland. You feel what I'm saying? So they like when these people laid down their rule throughout this area, like if you ruled Germany, you ruled everything else past that point, going all the way to the Iberian Peninsula, just about. You know what I'm saying?
Going
So
back
these
west,
listen,
going
this
back
is what I'm
west.
trying to say.
Yeah,
This is what I'm trying to say, brother. If we just read this page right here, and it, I don't have to keep putting my own spin on things, right?
and
Page
let's
96, brother Iman. Matter of fact, can I got it pulled up on my phone, but it's not on the screen. If I could just read it, and I get really frustrated when information come out real slow.
yeah go. Hey man,
Here's
go and
page
read it, man.
96
I
right
need it.
here. But go
I
ahead, do
need
your
to
thing,
Let's
know.
man.
start page 96. Okay, I'm not. I had got off the screen, so since he basically telling me it's up there now. You
It
got
is.
90. Oh boy, this is a burner. Y'all, let's just read. Anybody want to volunteer to read or whatever? Because I really would like to start at that second paragraph that picks up on page 96. And what my goal here is not trying to make nobody right or wrong, is to edify people that's seeking knowledge and that's true students to history.
That's all it's about.
Gotcha.
Uh
I'll read. Okay. As simply as Americans, the Australians as Australians, we speak for the English in America, the English in Australia, the English all over the world, who are not less English because they happen to live in America or in the antipodes, if that's how that's pronounced. Now, the general tendency of attaching more and more importance to the claims of race upon our sympathy has led me to put before you this evening, as well as I can, an outline of the earliest race of men who inhabited this country and who are at present represented among the population of this country. The inhabitants of Britain belong to very different races. Supposing we begin first of all with that which is the English race, pure and simple, that race to which we ourselves belong as
The white
distinct,
folks. The white folks now. Keep going.
mhm, the race that we distinctly belongs as distinctly Lancashire men, the great English race, we can consider that this race came here comparatively in comparatively modern
So
times.
we just got here. We wasn't here at first. Keep reading.
And when we consider further that there was in this country before they came here another people composed of two totally different races, then I think I have sufficient ground to put before you some definite and connected ideas uh, of those other races. My apologies for ending like that. In the year AD 449, certain Englishmen, for they were Englishmen before our England had received its name, came over here from the north of Germany and from the southern shores of the Baltic Sea. They came with their wives, families, and little ones. They brought their England with them. And after a long war of conquest, a series of fightings and battles, they gradually pushed away further and further to the west that population which had been in possession of this country before it was England, during the time in which it was known under the name Britain. It was not till the year 607 that these Englishmen pushed the borders of England westward as far as Chester. Immediately after the fall of Chester, those Englishmen who carved out for themselves the kingdom of
Northumbria.
Northumbria, including, I appreciate you, including Yorkshire, advanced northwards and conquered this distinct, which we now know under the name as Southern Lancashire.
Lancashire.
Lancashire. Okay, I got it. Up to that time, this distinct was as completely a part of the Wales as Denbighshire or any other Welsh country is now. And it was merely by a long process of conquest that the English pushed the Britons west and north, until at last they were only to be found in Wales, Cumberland, Westmoreland, the Highlands of Scotland, Cornwall, and part of Devon. These people whom these English displaced were saturated with Roman civilization. I have to pronounce it with this. They boasted that they were citizens of the Roman Empire, Cives Romani.
All right, let me stop you right there. I don't, like I said, I don't be like putting my own words in here, but some people might not be able to put the context together or comprehend as fast as others. What they're saying is that these black folks is saying that they Roman citizens before they got there. But you keep reading, brother.
I didn't get that out of that, but
Oh, it'll clarify further. That's why I wanted to jump in right there. If we keep reading, I think by the time we get to page 97, you should get. I'm looking for some specific. Um, I'm gonna give you exactly what you want. If we could just keep reading a little bit further, and you on your own time, you take time and go through this document on your own time, and we'll meet up again another day.
all
Yeah,
right.
the link is in the back chat. I mean, in the private chat. I'll
That
just
way,
bring it up.
I just fall all the way on back and let y'all go through it, and then me and you chop it up later on this.
So that sounds real respectable, real gentlemanly of you over there, Terry. Okay, let me go
No
ahead and keep
doubt, no
reading.
doubt, no doubt, man. That's what we here for, man. Brother Immanuwel, Halalwayah, man. Episode 1. Come add your 2 cents. That's what we here for, man. Let's trade philosophies. Let's build. If you got contention, let's debate. Let's get it.
Yeah. I just read page 97, so that's about as far as we're gonna read. So the dialogue can open back up, and then I'm gonna step out the conversation. But hopefully, Brother Moray should start seeing what I was trying to break down by the time we finish page 97. If the reader gets tired, I'll pick
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, because everything in '96 I'm already familiar with.
Okay.
Well, the only thing I'm not familiar with is the narrative person here who's you know
You
speaking.
you can
I'm not. I
Google
don't
him.
know
His
who
name
or
is
what he is.
Professor Boyd William Dawkins.
Yeah.
I
What I'm
think he
saying is
worked
that
for Cambridge. He was a
yeah.
Cambridge professor, if I'm not mistaken. I might got the university wrong, but it's man, he's well documented. Even I think the photo was even developed by the time he started making publications.
Yeah. But I don't. Like you say, I gotta before I have any real questions on anything. Like the first, all of the first stuff outside of the narrative person, I'm familiar with the historical accounts and the Wales and the Britons and the Anglos and the fourth century. I'm familiar with all of that.
So,
Uh,
what's the
uh,
difference between an Anglo and a Saxon before those societies merged?
well, from what I studied, right? And you can, based off what you learn, you can say it's right or wrong, right? From my studies, the Anglos and the Saxons and a bunch of other Germanic people, like your Dutch, all of your people from Spain, all of your people from Europe, basically, the Europeans that invaded the black, like we know that Spain was black first. We know that England was black first, right? We know about the black Moorish tin miners up in the Hebrides and the Hibernia and all of that. We know about that, right? And we know
Right.
about, and this is what my man is saying in what you're reading. And we know about the Anglo-Saxons that came in there, right? In the fourth century as well, and with these black people already there, the Anglos, all of these Germanic people. And
So,
when we look up the DNA of these Anglos, these Saxons, any of these people at any point in history, they all go back to Germanic people, white people.
okay, man. All right, we'll keep going.
I mean, that's what my research have led me. If you can
Oh,
show me different,
hey,
hey, I'm
brother.
willing
All right.
to
So
accept it.
let me read something to you, right? And we're gonna still finish reading this page. I see now I do have to bounce around with you. I'm gonna get as
No, we're
Germany
gonna
as
talk about it
possible.
later. I just gave you my synopsis of what we read. With the rest, we
I
can
see.
talk about it.
You done got me fired up, and I done went in my library. I'm in my library, so I can pull this real fast, right? So now we're gonna pull brother Benjamin Franklin real quick. You familiar with his essay? That's titled "America, the Land of Opportunity," and the subject is why increase the sons of Africa in America. You familiar with that?
No, I'm not. But
Okay.
what I
Wait, hold
before
on,
you
hold
finish,
on,
hold
hold
on.
on,
No,
hold
I'm not.
on,
But
brother. Hold
I
on.
want to
Let me.
ask you a question before you finish. Do this what you're doing? Is that going to exclude me and you having this conversation on this later?
No, sir. It's just meant to set a spark, which could lead to a
Okay,
fire. You know.
okay, that's it. That's it. That's
All
all I
right.
want to know.
So
Yeah,
here we go.
and we have an audience as well, brother Morway. So let the information come out if you don't mind.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just trying to put out information. I'm just a little dude in America, man. That's just like to read, right? So this is authored by Benjamin Franklin. It's an essay that he wrote in 1751. I'm gonna pull a quote out of there that he says. He said, "Why should the Palatine Moors, which are the Germans, the Palatine Moors are the Germans. That's what I want to talk about. Be suffered to swarm into our settlements." So when in the even in the 1700s, Benjamin Franklin said that the Moors that the Palatine Moors or the Germans were black. Let's keep reading. He says they will never adopt our customs any more than they can adopt our complexion. All of Africa, Asia, and America, except for us, are black. Russia, Italy, Spain, France, Swedes, and the Germans are swarthy. Which might let's go back. Let's go back 350 years. Why is the German tapestry showing Germany being invaded by white barbarians, but it's inhabited by black Moors? So who was there first, the invaders or the people getting invaded? This just something to think about, right? Why is this tapestry showing that the people that were already there had already started doing metal work with iron, right? Because if you pull up the German tapestry, you can see bronze and iron work in the tapestry, right? But the people that are invading got sticks and stones and got leaves wrapped around their waist with no shoes on. So who was doing this metal work? Surely they would have used it on the inhabitants that were there when they got there, right? um, I'm gonna stop right there because all this leads up to well, you can basically draw a chronological timeline, brother Moray.
Yeah.
I can make Germany black with the German tapestry of 1400, showing it being invaded and the people that were already there. I can pull up the Benjamin Franklin essay 1751. He said Germany is black. Professor Boyd Dawkins said that the Russians and Germans are still black in his essay, right? And then you got another brother in 1912, Albert Churchward, giving a lecture to the Royal Society, gives the date that blacks had become extinct or exterminated from Europe, and that was during the Berlin Conference.
Could we get that tapestry up of the wild men and the Moors
We
in the
got to
camp?
get it up.
Oh yeah,
That's our
that would be
question.
nice. Yeah.
If Germany was not black before these white people came into Germany, then like explain this tapestry.
Well, I'm not the one to explain. I'm here to study, right? And I'm here to just examine the information and do my due diligence from there. And that's it. I ain't here to argue or none of that. Not today.
I
Hey, hey,
got you. I got you. I got
Yeah,
you.
I just wanted, and I'm glad that you're giving me what I asked for, and that's respect.
could you
I got
Google
you.
the
Thank you,
wild
brother.
men tapestry of 1400s
Yeah, we need that. That's big.
and put the image up?
And blow it up. And I'm finna fall back. I think I've done enough just to start a fire and show that we must continue to do research, um, and keep digging further. Don't matter what the topic is, even on this. I'm still not seated in this. I know that there could possibly be somebody that comes through with more information that would cause me to have to reevaluate what I know. So
I know.
I'm gonna fall back. Do we need to read page 97 or
I got a
what?
little something in the back chat. A1.
I just know that
Gotcha.
on when I study history, the way Europeans record history, like just say I'm just going on my phone and just studying his German history, and I'm trying to get everything I could out of there, everything out of Roman history, the best way I could.
Uh huh.
They have blotted. If black people were the founders of both Germany and Russia, right? I'm saying that they have blotted that history out
Yeah, they did.
very, very,
You,
very well.
yeah,
And,
you
and
need to
this
know
is
how
and
they
this
did
is
it, though,
why I
brother.
am asking what I'm asking and
I
why I'm
got you. I
coming
got
from
you.
where I'm
Let me
coming
give
from.
you a key. Let me give you something, brother. I'm not trying to overtalk you, but are you familiar with the Habsburgs?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so the Habsburg had I think it was like a double eagle crest or something like that or whatever. That eagle was black before they came in, right? So the
Now that's
Habsburg,
Germany, right?
yeah. That's
Right.
why I went
Okay.
on ahead and isolated this right here because you keep beating up Germany. But the way I
Well, I'm not
study,
beating it
I
up.
put
I don't know nothing, and you beating me up for not knowing nothing.
okay. So let me read a
Because I
page off
keep
of this
telling you
book I
there's
got right
nothing
here.
there when I look.
He not beating you up, brother. He just giving you more and more information. That's what you asked for. So he giving you more and more sources that you can use. You said you been looking for it, and he giving it to you.
Yeah,
Watch
So at
this. I'm
this point, you kind of no longer have to say you still need those sources because you're getting them.
yeah.
I'm gonna read some, y'all. All right.
Hmm.
So it says, this dealing with the tapestry. Is it up on the screen yet? It's not
Oh,
making it on the
that
screen.
link that the
I gave you
times.com.
another one. I gave
Okay,
you.
I'm gonna start reading while he pulling it up, right? So let me
gotcha.
read this. It says, the author of this book I have in my hand says I had to slow the tapestry down so that we could retrieve the secrets that are hidden in it. As you can see, the black German soldiers are protecting the black German queen, king, and prince who are looking out of the castle. I have slowed the tapestry down even further on the next page. Professor Boyd Dawkins, page 6 of this book, The Little Black Basque that brought the knowledge of iron and bronze with them. We was just reading that document. It would have been brought out on page 97, but he said that they brought the cultivation of the shorthorn ox and metalwork into Europe, right? Okay, and then it says, look closely at the tip of the arrowhead. It's made of iron. Do a double look and look at the lookout perches. They are made of iron, and the horns appear to be made of bronze. Professor Boyd
That's
Dawkins was
definitely. Not supposed to be at A1. I'm sorry about that.
Okay. You see, I was looking like, wait, what's this?
A1, could you just
I'm
Google it
scrolling
for
up and
us?
down like there isn't even an article. Like
Yeah,
it's just a picture.
Hey, A1, could you just Google it for us?
yeah, it's
Yeah, I
well known.
got you.
I'm
Yeah,
back
no doubt,
cooking. I'm
no
about to
doubt.
share my screen. I'm
It's
back
What you
cooking.
well known. It's a
yeah,
well
what you want me
known
to type
document.
in? I'm on here right now.
German
Wow.
tapestry of 1400.
Got
Wow,
you.
man.
German tapestry 1400.
Put Wildman in there too.
You don't have to do it. It'll pop up.
Wow,
Well,
man in
that'll
Germany.
just make it better. But German tapestry of 1400 gonna go
Go
straight
to
to it.
images, or do you want to read the text?
Yeah, go to images.
Okay, I see a screen share popped up.
I'm
Okay.
looking. I'm looking at it. And I don't see the mouse moving no more. But like we really close.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
You're under the all tab. Hit images so we
Oh,
can
I'm sorry.
isolate.
My apologies. My apologies. I got
Oh,
distracted.
boom. Oh, we cooking with hot grease now. Well, I don't care which one you pull up. I like that third one right there, boy.
Right
Is
here.
that Germany black
Oh
enough for you?
wow, that's
Is that
zoomed
black enough?
in.
Is it black
Whoa,
enough?
that's I know that's what you're looking
All
for.
right. So, but that's zoomed in. Let's get one where we can get the actual tapestry, which is in a museum. I don't know where. I think it's in
Now,
London or
now,
somewhere we can't
would that
pronounce.
happen to be these Habsburgs?
Um. So I'm gonna put the Habsburgs. It's really close in history. Let me
Okay, before you go
see.
to them,
The
who are
Habsburgs a
these
little
people?
later. A little
Uh,
later.
Could we identify these people, or should we just look at this as a tapestry?
It's a lot of history on this, brother. This is one
Yeah,
of the
I'm like,
things where you
is
just go
that
get it
King
for
so and
yourself.
so? Is that King so and so and Queen so and so like that's recorded in history?
Hey, share my screen, A1. I got you.
Most of
Yeah,
these documents that he clicking on are breaking it down.
All right.
that's just crazy.
Your screen share is coming up as another person. It's not coming up as a screen. I'm confused.
Wow.
Wait, hold on.
Maybe
It
okay.
should be.
Let's.
Hold on. It should be right now.
So that's Sir. Is
You should be able to
that's Sir
control
William
everything
Boyd.
just like me, but I'm not sure.
Yeah,
So
for some reason.
There it goes though. It came up.
Okay.
There it goes. Yeah, do your thing. Do your
Hey,
thing.
whoever got that, Eric the
You
Mad
got the
Scientist,
wheel.
I actually agree with what he's saying. I'm just using Boyd Dawkins for leverage. I think the German tapestry teaches that the Germans were black. I think that Benjamin Franklin directly called the Germans black. You can leave Professor Boyd Dawkins
Can we
off,
see
and
this image?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, hey, now you can pinch, zoom, everything you need to do. I like to start with their feet right there, right? So perhaps the people that built the buildings or are in buildings were there
What?
first.
Hey, can you wait? You know what? I know we talking about the black people who was black, but can you zoom in on the white folks over there on the
I
left?
want to see their feet,
Yeah,
see
I
if they
want to
need to
see the
clip their
white folks.
toenails.
I want to see how they portrayed them at the time, because they look similar to what we see now. Okay, they got these beards. Yeah, can we see their feet?
I see Brett Favre.
What are they wearing though? What's going on with the outfits?
I've
But I
zoomed
peep
in
the
on the
symbolism.
feet.
I see which way the black people got their bow and arrows pointed.
I'm
Okay,
So
Is
that's
it
very
lag?
telling.
I've zoomed in on the feet on my end. I don't know.
I can't see the
I don't
feet.
know.
I can't see the feet over here either. Why does it look like? Or do they have feet of white people? The black people?
No, they got on shoes. And
Okay.
and the, and whoever these
Oh yeah.
people are, I don't want to even call
Well,
them white.
you see
Whoever
the
these guys are, they
Caucasian
don't have
legs.
shoes.
Look, the black guy has Caucasian legs.
Oh God, look at them toenails, man. Oh God.
Oh wow,
See, that's what
that's
I'm saying. I don't
impressive.
I don't have to play the
Yeah,
Professor
like, that's
Boyd Dawkins. Somebody do a quick Google search games, right?
Hmm.
Right. This is a real document of history right here.
Yeah, I think them stockings, by the way.
Yeah, stockings.
And shoes.
Yeah,
These
shoes.
these folks was royalty back
They
then, man.
got
These folks
clothes
got
on,
crowns on,
They
man.
definitely in the castle.
They got
and they in the
crowns on.
castle.
Sure.
Now these wildmans, yeah, I mean, where they come from. And if you see the other wildman tapestry, oh, they got some other things going on that need to be talked about.
Man, they got
So,
leaves
so the
wrapped around
brother,
them. No real weaponry. They got sticks and stones.
the brother said he wanted some commentary with it, right, y'all. So that's why I pulled up uh this specific document
yeah, like who is
to
these
see if we
people?
could get some.
Yeah, like an explanation of this.
Man, Germany, like, man, you can go to King Leopold, you can go to Maria of Austria. Look at how the coins depicted her heraldry, right? So like it's so much we can deal with, right? Maria of Austria. I'm staying in Germany. So Maria of Austria, 1528 to 1603. You feel me? German Emperor King Leopold, 1640 to 1705. German tapestry, we dealing with the 1400s. Professor Boyd Dawkins, 1800s, right? See, that's why, see, people don't go this deep, right? That's why when the Berlin Conference took place, only half of Germany was represented because it was divided in half. There was a conference where representatives from all of Europe that had been conquered came to the table to carve up Africa. Why was half of Germany missing? Because the Black Habsburgs who had been taken out of their seat were pissed off. They
And
were not present at the Berlin Conference.
I
Why? Nobody's asking.
I just highlighted the line in the document that backs up exactly what you just said.
And then guess what? Black Habsburg Germany are the only people that were in Germany that did not help colonize Africa. They did not want to do that and go down there and carve it up for natural resources, for ivory, for gold, for slaves. Why were they not present at the Berlin Conference? That's a real serious question. All scholars, any nigga that want to argue. Where was the rest of Germany at the table for the Berlin Conference? Where were they? Everybody else showed up. France got wiped out. Put them niggas into what's the ghetto that they made, y'all? Come on, Will. I know it's been years since we studied this 3BY, but they literally created the ghetto, right? So that's my main question. Germany attended the Berlin Conference, but only the white Germans did. The black Germans didn't attend it. This is literally critical to how World War II went down. Habsburg did not attend the Berlin Conference. I'm gonna back out, y'all. That's really all somebody need to know. So go study Germany history and see how they were divided. They took over that place.
If I look up these Habsburg as Hap with a P or T as P, right? The Hap, right? Okay.
HAPSBURG.
If I look
But
up these Habsburgs, what? Okay, I'm gonna say this, right? Uh, 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 Dr. Clyde Winters, man, I take my hat off to the brother. He's a brother that I look up to. I love him. He talks about the black Anglo Saxons, right? But when he tell the story, hey, I can see it. But when he let go of my hand and I go out there and look at history myself, I don't see it.
remember, your problem was I tried to get you to distinguish those two different population groups. Are you willing to say that the Saxons were an all-white group? We know, see, even the Anglican race studied themselves back to where they call themselves the Anglicans or the Aryan race. That traces back to these people, the Anglos. But the Saxons, it's too many people out there that will saw people's head off and show that the Saxons could have easily been blacks. It's but see, getting into those type of things is almost like arguing whether who was the dude that conquered Carthage, Leo Scipio Africanus, and who he went, Hannibal, right? That's one of the hottest debates that nobody ever wins, right? That's like trying to find out if Job was a real Edomite or was he before Israel or after. You get what I'm saying?
Why they don't? Why don't? I mean, what do they be debating? And and, and maybe
The ethnicity of this brother from Carthage.
so I mean, like, are they arguing like whether these brothers was black or white or something
Yes,
like that?
yes. The race of Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah, but Hannibal, how do you mean Hannibal Barker? Hannibal, all the earliest coins of Hannibal was a black man, a very black man.
I would shoot that to me, man. Drop it in the chat. I'll snatch that and look into that. But I'm not trying to isolate that and go
Yeah,
into that.
I'm gonna
What
put
I'm
it in the
telling you
back. I'm gonna
is,
put it in the back chat, the group chat,
yeah,
Facebook chat.
I appreciate that. And I'm gonna give you a coin of a black German. I already quoted her several times, right? And it's located in the Harvard Art Museum, right? And it's an image of Maria of Austria. It's coinage, it's stamped metal, right? They're holding on to it, right? Clearly a black
Yeah.
woman.
Yeah, that coinage is solid evidence. That's convincing evidence.
Oh yeah, just like the Joseph coin from Egypt that they was trying to call a scarab, right?
Yeah.
Shows Numhotep black as hell.
So you're saying the Anglos is white and the Saxons
I'm saying the
were
Anglos were closer to white. See, when you can't make any race white, because the minute Bob Marley is white. You get what I'm saying? Bob Marley is white.
Hot topic. Okay, so right
So
before we hold on,
one generation prior, he looked like creamer and coffee.
Hot topic.
Then
So
another generation, he got dreads, and they saying no woman, no cry, and you can't even think about where he came from. This been happening since humans been on the earth. All it takes is one black womb to darken a race up. That don't make you that nation. You are who your father is.
Before you continue this, this is a hot topic. I gotta run a commercial ad real quick. Hey, one, if you can share that screen share, I should have it back up right now.
You caught me as I was just trying to back into the bushes like Homer Simpson.
My bad.
Oh,
Yeah, I
got
get busy now, y'all. Man,
I've been hired as a recruiter for a major broadcasting company partnered with Roku. And guess what? We're on the hunt for the next wave of content creators, dynamic shows, and fresh ideas. Are you bringing positive energy, unique voices, and new material the world needs to see? This is your chance to shine. Don't sit on your talent. Let it stream to millions. Email me today, TitansDebateLeague@gmail.com, and step into the spotlight. The future of broadcasting is calling. Will you answer?
In a dimension where infinity gauntlet is a mere toy compared to the intellectual prowess, build and destroy, decipher, intellectual sword will slice you, or whatever device you recommend, surgical, precise spin, hand get heated, the room will spin. If man get treated, them booms gon' spin, level heads with feet, paradigm to box you in, got a paradigms in the box you in, make a paradigm shift, your clock will spin, hear the sounds of the trumpets. Start the rounds in the gauntlet. It's the clash of the titans. Hear the sounds of the trumpets. Start the rounds in the gauntlet. Fetch your bags in this office. Hear the sounds of the trumpets.
Definitely hit me up if you got some content or shows you're trying to get on Roku right now. Just got hired this week, so yeah, this is amazing news. It's going next week. This week we up, y'all. We up. Shout out everybody rocking with me. Shout out all the support. Shout out everybody rocking with me. Shout out all the support. Hey, you there, Immanuwel?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
I got one more to run.
Okay.
We'll get it.
Helps us bring sharper debates, stronger guests, passion, and purpose. Titans Debate League isn't just a podcast. It's a movement, a place where big ideas collide and voices that matter are heard. But to keep this arena alive, we need you in our corner. Your support through Cash App isn't just a donation. It's an investment in truth, in dialogue, and in community. Every dollar helps us bring sharper debates, stronger guests, and bigger opportunities for growth. And here's the best part. When you give, you're not just supporting us. You're standing tall as part of the Titan family. We see you, we value you, and we appreciate you. So if you've ever felt inspired, challenged, or entertained by what we do, show some love and send your support to $Titans Debate League at Cash App today. Again, that's $Titans Debate League at Cash App today. Together, let's keep this debate alive, keep the fire burning, and keep the Titans rising. Have a blessed day.
Recommend surgical, precise pen, hand heated, the room will spin. If men get treated, them goons gon' spin. Level heads with feet, paradigm to box you in. Got a paradigms in the box you in, don't matter.
And all those songs are actually coming out on a mixtape that we're putting out called Clash of the Titans. Got a bunch of artists who are in the tournament actually working on it together. So it's actually about to be pretty fire. Definitely about to be dope.
Speaking of Paradigm, shout out to DMG and the people at Paradigm Shift.
Shout out DMG, shout out Paradigm Shift, shout out all the debaters and Debate Mania. They have some powerful stuff going on. Make sure you check them out. We working together. We not trying to tear each other apart, man. And that's the beautiful thing about what we doing. So make sure you give his site a visit as well. And tell him 81 sent you. You feel me?
For sure. Shout out to Brother Moray for joining the panel tonight. Shout out to the Barbarians in the audience as well as joining the panel. Shout out 3BY, my foundation, man. We are brothers bound by Yahweh for life. And, man, let's keep it going, bro. We had a hot topic. My brother just said Bob Marley was white.
That was wild. That's wild. I need to see some sources on that one, but
Do you have any sources for that, Brother Kara? Your mic is muted.
That source would be for brother calling himself a moray. I believe, I don't know who the administrator of this panel, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know what position he identifies with. So that's for any brother claiming himself to be a Hebrew. They would automatically know what numbers 1 and 18 is.
I'm not a Hebrew, so could you
So numbers 1 and 18, numbers 1 and 18 says we basically are who our father is, like, and it even perpetuates our society today. Like, I don't know no brothers that got a backbone and get married and take their wife's last name, right? So in the scriptures, when you go to the book of Nehemiah, I think it's chapter 7. Don't quote me on that, but it's somewhere in there. It was some brothers from the clan of Barzillai who had went into a family and they took their mother-in-law's name and they was put out of the priesthood. So any brother calling themselves a Hebrew understands that in order for you to claim your nation, you claim it through your seed or who your father is. And even if you're not a Hebrew, the father determines what the sex of the child is, right? That's a whole nother topic, whole nother debate. But when I say Bob Marley is a white man, all you got to do is do a quick Google search and pull up Bob Marley's father, pull up Shamar Moore's father, pull up Tia and Tamara's father. You see? And you just keep going on and on. Everybody basing their concept of race based off of skin color when it's something invented by a German anthropologist in the 1800s named Johann Friedrich Blumenbach, who's a student of a botanist called Carl Linnaeus. So race was literally invented, and that was the first time people divided nationalities by color line.
I got two questions for you. Number one, why do you have a problem with me calling myself anything, right? Namely a moray. And the other question that I have is that you're saying that like you're using the no Scotsman logical fallacy, like no Israelite, you can't be an Israelite unless you know this. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So I gotta stop you. I did not say. See, Israelite based off of blood. So you sound crazy when you say I say you can't be an Israelite off something because an Israelite is an
Or
Israelite
that
and it's
even that
not
I
something
should
that they can
know it.
control. That makes no
Or even
sense.
that I should know, even that I should know that. I should
Second
know
off,
what you
I
know,
have
bro.
no problem with you calling yourself a moray. I said the response that I'm giving is for someone calling themselves a moray because a moray is a Hebrew word that means
Yeah,
teacher. So I'm
yeah.
talking to the Hebrews. You misunderstood what I said, and instead
Well,
of
what
making
I
the statements
understand
that
is
you
that
did,
I
you
am
should
the.
have asked for
What I
clarification.
understand is that I am the only one on this panel who calling himself that, brother.
With that, the response was directed at a brother with a Hebrew title, so it's a Hebrew
Like me,
context.
like me.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's no
and you were
problem with you
saying,
calling yourself a
and you were,
moray. We need more
and you were
people like
you were
you.
making a statement that I should know whatever you know about numbers, blase, spleen.
Do
I
you know
should
what
know that,
numbers 1 and 18 entails,
and I
brother?
can be as Hebrew as anybody else and not
Do
know
you know
anything.
that in order to claim your tribe, you go through your father?
I don't deal with that. I don't deal with none of that, bro. I don't care about that. No, I don't know that.
Do
I
you
don't deal
deal
with
with
that.
the scriptures?
I'm not aware of that. Yeah, I deal with the script. I'm not aware
So
of
can
that.
we use Torah, Moray?
What I am aware,
Can we use Torah,
what I
Moray?
am aware is anyone who wants to serve Yahweh can serve him, bro.
I agree, and
Israel,
I'm also
Israel or not,
and you're
Israel or
also
not.
familiar with the
That's
fact that he made
outside
people
of
that
that,
can't
I
serve
don't
him,
know all that.
brother. How do you how do you're an are you an Israelite? Hello.
You there?
I got you. God, excuse
Yeah.
me,
So
somebody knocking at my door. Did I miss anything?
no, sir. I asked you, are you an Israelite?
Yeah.
How?
How? Because that's what I want to be, and and that's what my soul desired to be, and that's what I sought out to be, and
So
that's what I
so
am.
so you share a common plight with other Israelites, right?
Yeah.
And what is the plight on these people, and what nation of people that you can identify through all these years of living that you was talking about earlier? Who does that plight
Israel.
fit? Who does and who is Israel?
Uh, Israelites.
Who? No, I
People.
asked you who is Yasharal? Who is Israel?
Israel is anybody who want to be an Israelite.
I asked you who is Jacob?
Jacob is the son of Jacob is the son of Isaac.
Can you be a descendant of Jacob and not be a descendant of him?
That don't make no sense. That's an oxymoron.
All right. So you want me to continue further, brother? Can you be an Israelite and not be of the seed of Israel?
Yes. Yes, emphatically.
Show me one in the scriptures as a moray.
Well, they talked about the strangers that came in amongst Israel and that was to be treated, loved, and respected as Israel.
So that made them Israelites.
Yes.
So they can go in the temple.
Uh, there is no temple. You can't go in the temple.
Can Levi go in the temple?
Can't nobody go in the temple. There is no temple.
I'm talking about a temple that was standing. Where if you were not Levi, were you permitted inside of the temple to conduct sacrifices?
Not to conduct sacrifices, no,
Could you get
but
help from
were they
Ammon
allowed?
to
Were other
slaughter the
Israelites
lambs?
allowed in the temple? Yes.
Moray, you can stop while you ahead.
No, I don't need to stop while I'm ahead. I'm gonna answer your question, and I'm not wrong on nothing I said.
So you're talking about the strangers in Leviticus 25 or Numbers 11? Which one?
Yes, yes. Any stranger that come in amongst
Which
the house
one?
of
Which
Israel
one?
is Israel. Any stranger
You
that
talking
come
about
in
are you talking about
amongst is
are
any
you
stranger.
talking about a guar? Okay, let's slow you down, brother. You say you've been reading the Bible a long time. You've been studying a long time,
Yeah,
right? That's what you told Iman. So
yeah,
in
yeah. So
Leviticus 25, is
well,
that
hold up.
is
You're having a problem understanding my answer. I said any. Now let's go with that, bruh. Let's go. Any stranger,
So
however way
are
you
you
slice it.
saying so an
He could have been
Edomite
from
can become an
fucking Mars,
Israelite?
bro. He could have been fucking Mars or the pits of hell if he wanted to come and serve Yah as a stranger in Israel. He could have done that, bro.
Yes, I
And the
agree. You
law,
realize I
and the
agree with you,
law,
right? You
and the
realize I
law
agree
tells
with the
you,
serving
and the
part.
law tells you to respect him as an
And
Israelite.
oh no, it does not.
Yes,
Deuteronomy
it
chapter
does.
4, verse 2 says Deuteronomy 4 and 2 says what, elder?
I don't know. I don't. I'm not. I don't. I didn't come here
It
to
said
debate.
don't
You
add
read
to
it.
or take away. You just added.
No, I didn't.
Now,
You just
now
took
I
away.
would accept that it
No,
tells
you
you to
just took
treat
away.
people that serve in the same
You
God
just you
with,
just
with,
took
with
away.
respect. I just took
You just
away.
took away. Yes.
Oh man, I'm finna. All right. So
Non-elder,
I'm not
minor.
debating you. You finna have to give. You finna have to. What's my
No,
age?
I ain't gotta give nothing.
No,
Now,
I
what
said
I
what's my
will
age. I
do,
said what's my age.
what I will do is back up what I say in the chat. I didn't come
Okay.
here to.
So
I didn't come here
show
for that.
me. Show me. All
I
right.
will
So
give you
you.
my evidence in the chat, bro.
All right. And would you back that up with your voice as you've been talking for the last hour?
Yeah, yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So
Back
do
there
it
in the
in the
chat.
chat and now. I got specific questions.
I
So
ain't
you're
doing
talking
nothing
about.
now. I told you what I'm gonna do.
You're talking about the
Right. My
treatment of an
job is to
Israelite,
present.
correct?
My job is to back up what I said, and I'm gonna do that.
All right. What you backing
And
up? Let
because
me
I
know.
didn't come here prepared to debate you, I'm
I'm
not
not
doing that with
debating
you
you.
like
I
that.
asked you
You is.
what the
You
scriptures
is.
say.
You is. You challenging me, bro. What the fuck is you talking about?
Why? Okay. Decorum, brother. Decorum. Stop cursing. Have a little bit more respect for the audience. Kids might want to come into the truth through you. So don't turn them away.
Kid, m-
Be the
You got to
many
watch
kids
example
your
too.
come.
mouth. You
Many
got to
kids
Son,
watch
come
your
to the.
mouth.
Many
I
You
kids
feel
got to
you.
come
be
to
the
the truth through
example.
me.
It ain't no
Many
way you
kids
get
come
that
to the truth
old.
through me.
It's no way
And
you
guess
get that
what?
old
And guess
and you
what?
running your
They don't.
mouth
We
like
don't.
that.
And we don't
Gentlemen,
need. We don't need your
decorum,
critiquing.
gentlemen,
We don't need your
decorum, gentlemen.
critiquing. Kid, right there's hundreds of kids right here in this ghetto
Well,
that
stop
follow me,
cursing.
and now one of them needs your critique, brother. The
You
fuck
are
is you talking
100%
about?
correct, and you still got to watch your mouth.
All right, and I can do that, but we don't need your critique.
You don't need them, and you still got to watch your mouth.
That's right, and I will do that, but we don't
All
need your
right, thank
critique.
you. Let's move on. All right,
Yeah.
so what your goal is? You say you're gonna do it in the chat, but this ain't a chat. What's being presented on the screen, right? You said that anybody can become an Israelite,
Yeah.
but being an Israelite means you come from Jacob.
No, it
So how
don't.
do you, if you're not from Jacob, how do you make yourself come from the seed of Jacob?
You come and convert.
You convert.
Yes, it's the strangers. Basically that's what they did. They converted. They were
So once,
strangers.
so
They
hold
were
on, hold on,
hold
hold
up,
on.
bro. Hold up. I'm talking.
Okay, go.
They were strangers first, right? And then they were Gentiles, right? And then when they came in Israel, right? And they accepted Yahweh, his law, statutes, and commandments, they became Israel, brother.
All right. Well, now you just
And,
cut
and guess what?
yourself.
And to prove this, there was a big break in Judaism when you dealing with the Sadducees and the Pharisees, bruh. And most of your Pharisees were non-bloodline Israelites, bruh. Hold up, somebody knocking at my door.
Oh yeah, I'll be waiting on you with Leviticus 25 in a minute. When as soon as you get back.
He got the
Hey,
trap house going over there. They enjoy
so y'all check this
don't
out.
rocking.
Here's the problem that I think this brother gonna have. Hey, what's the head panel is what is it, A1?
Yes, how you doing,
All
sir?
right. So Mr. A1, I'm in the Hebrew faith, right? And what we're under the understanding of is that which Brother Moray just stated is that once they acknowledge the most high, who we call the most high, right? Or the closest we can get to the most high to get to the most high. That's a whole nother story. Is that you come into the knowledge of him, you worship him, you serve him, right? And then at that point, you follow his Torah, which we believe is God breathed, right? So when you come into the knowledge of the Torah, there is a law in the Torah that says you shall not eat anything that dieth of itself. You should instead give it to the stranger. So I want to know how a brother that's that's not Israel give something to another brother that's a stranger if he not Israel? Because the whole context of the law is saying Israel don't eat nothing that die of itself, give it to every other nation. So how would this brother keep this law? That's what I got. That's my question for the teacher. Now we done went way off topic, but I think that the Germany thing has been dealt with, and we could do a separate thing on that, and it won't be this type of platform, right? I'll just put the information out there. People scrutinize it on their own. I ain't even willing to go back and forth on it. The German tapestry by itself cut folks' head off in a sense because it don't necessarily cover the entirety of what we call Germania or Germany or that region, right? Very close to the Black and Caspian Sea. Okay, so this brother got to answer us. How does somebody keep that law? Because he said that's what makes them an Israelite. Somebody become an Israelite by worshiping the same God. They become an Israelite. So then they keep our laws. And then they get to a law that say if you an Israelite, don't eat nothing that die of itself. Give it to the strangers that's in your gates. So do they give it to themselves? That's what I'm confused.
I'm back.
Sharub, I'm sorry
Uh,
if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Can you say it again for me so I don't even do that?
I'm back.
Kara.
I'm back.
Karab,
So
hold on,
yeah,
Terry. I'm going to ask Karab a question, and then I'm gonna give you or whoever had the floor. So I don't know what's going on. But Karab, you had a question. I don't know if you can see it on the screen.
Hold on. I done lost y'all in my
I'll read it to you.
He
It's
said,
from
"Who taught us about Blumenbach?" I could tell you right off. Rudolph Windsor is one of the people that I heard of Johann Blumenbach from. Rudolph Windsor has a book called "From
the
Babylon to
Negro Quest.
Timbuktu."
Oh yeah. Show is. I was finna put him on Lee Cummings, but it was Rudolph Windsor. I would confess that Rudolph Windsor was one of the first people to bring me into the anthropological work of uh Blumenbach.
Black Germany.
Yeah. So and I see IBM trolling in the chat, man. Shout out IBM, well respected in the communities, man.
That's my guy.
Yeah, he done been on a few platforms for sure. But as far as learning from him and regurgitating any of his work, I don't think anybody from 3BY would do that without shouting you out. But now we read plenty books
Hey,
and
what?
got plenty internet sources.
Yeah,
Uh,
I pull the page that is
So
on. I'm in my library. I can
now,
pull the page that is
yeah,
on where
you talk
Blumenbach is
about
mentioned.
from Babylon to Timbuktu, right? Because I remember I
Correct.
just came back. I'm trying to see what catch on where y'all where I left off at or what I missed, brother.
Well, I got a question, and then I like to respect my elders. And then we'll get back to the thing where basically somebody wants to know the source of our coming into the knowledge of Blumenbach. Where I would if it was IBM, I have no plight with him. The brother is well studied or whatever. But and to go even further, if it wasn't IBM, I would say that my knowledge of Blumenbach actually is tied to who he learned from, which was a brother named Carl Linnaeus, right? And Carl Linnaeus came up with this document. I forget what it's called, but he broke down. He was the first people to really like. He didn't break us down into races along color line, but he got to the black race and the red race, and he confused everybody starting off right there. But when he got to the Africanist version of the human that he was studying, he said that we are governed by caprice, which means emotions. We are lazy and phlegmatic, right? And that thought process rolled over into how Blumenbach understood us as a race when he decided to go further in his studies and break races down by color line using 5 skulls. But what they fail to mention, I'm just trying to show IBM that I actually studied this, right? What people fail to mention is that the one that represents the Caucasoid was the skull of a woman who died from venereal disease from getting gangbanged. You hear me? So, and most scientists don't even stand on Blumenbach's work no more because it's a shame, right?
So
But
was he
he's a
saying that? Was he saying that Blumenbach was black or something, or?
I'm not familiar with that. I just know he was a German anthropologist, and if I'm not mistaken, if he links to Carl Linnaeus, it's going to be hard for him to be black. But
Yeah,
what is black? What is
I
black?
read those. I read from Babylon to Timbuktu years ago. Are you talking about maybe 30 years ago? It's been so long. I can't even remember him talking about Blumenbach. But yeah, I would love to get a refresher on that.
Yeah, go to page 21.
Oh boy, boy,
From
you
Babylon to
hot boy. I was
Timbuktu,
looking
page
for it.
21. Yeah, for sure. It's right here on my lap.
Can you read that, brother?
Yeah,
Because I can't find my book. I don't see it on the shelf.
it's all good. I'll start from the beginning of the stanza on page 21. It says, during the Middle Ages, the black nations of Africa and Asia had the greatest political, economical, educational, and military influence in the world. At this time, Europe existed in a state of darkness for 1,000 years. In the 17th century and later, Europe began to emerge out of the slough of ignorance, and certain Germans and others conceived of themselves as belonging to a superior race. Johann F. Blumenbach, a German between the ages of 1752 and 1840, was the first to divide humanity on the basis of skin color.
Stop right there. Notice it said began to emerge, and some Germans, right? I just got through telling the audience earlier that half of Germany, or I don't want to say half because I don't have the census, right? But there was a population in Germany that was not represented at the Berlin Conference. It was the Black Habsburg Germany. The Habsburgs literally got their name hijacked, right? These people emerged. Why did this say they emerged? Because from 449 AD to roughly 1500s, that's when they conquered that world. That's why the civilizations stopped producing artwork and literacy and things like that, because a black cloud came on that place. The proof is in the pudding, because all that shit stopped after 449 AD, after they came down with the sword. And pardon my speech, but it said they began to emerge, right? And it said some Germans. That's showing not all Germans. So the people that are not being represented in that statement are the Black Habsburgs that I was talking about earlier. So thanks for reading it straight off the page.
Somebody sent me something. I want to
How
see.
you doing? We have another guest to the panel. I don't want to mispronounce your name, so if you go ahead and introduce yourself, let everybody know who you are, where you're from, and
Yeah, what's up? My name
to
is
the panel. Your sound isn't working.
Yeah, what's up? My name is Kareem Spaz. It's like I'm from Brooklyn, New York, but I'm hanging out of town right now, and I'm trying to figure out ways we can use our collective energy to advance us economically. When we listen to Claude Anderson, we realize there's people who realize that there's a conspiracy against us to keep us beneath the oppressor for 400 years and beyond. That's how we've been living so below the level of our own intelligence.
Okay, welcome to the panel, everybody. Let's give him a round of applause. Welcome, appreciate you coming up, and enjoy the build. Decorum only. Decorum is everything. That's our motto here. You know, we try to keep our sportsmanship at a high level. So enjoy the conversation and go ahead.
Brother, I think that's a good question. It creates more questions. I would say, would you like to accomplish that goal and that feat with their face on your currency, or you want to do something separate or whatnot? Like, are you trying to do that with Benjamins and with Abe Lincoln's, or are you trying to put your face on the currency and bill?
I mean, we need to have a long-term and a short-term plan. In the short-term plan, we can start to use Western currency, but in the long run, we got to develop our own currency. We're going to call it the African unit. Right now, we have Muammar Gaddafi tried to create an African currency. I'm not sure if you want to call it the African unit, right? I think right now, Ibrahim Traore is trying to create a united currency called the African um currency. I'm not sure what you're gonna
Yeah,
call it.
I'm
But
with
I
you,
mean,
brother.
but what happened is that what we're seeing right now as collective thought, as the new leaders of Africa are starting to come together and have advanced ideas of unity and starting to build upon some of the work of some of the predecessors. We're looking at um, Thomas Sankara from Burkina Faso. We're looking at Kwame Nkrumah. We're looking at Nelson Mandela. We're looking at a lot of the great leaders of the past who are making moves. While in America, we are arguing about stuff that's not going to progress us, but just make us talk in circles. We need to start thinking about this collective economics. So once we start figuring out who Claude Anderson is, then we will start to really realize our full potential and how to utilize it to make a better quality of life for our people.
Right. So now here's my first. So I like the people that you covered. Right. I actually studied Muammar Gaddafi. Okay. So the currency that you're speaking about, because like the answer I was trying to get earlier, you're trying to do this with Benjamins or what? So the fact that you brought Muammar Gaddafi into the conversation is this: Muammar Gaddafi is dead. Hillary Clinton and Obama watched him take that 38 to the stomach, right? On camera. They weaponized his opposition. Why? Because he first off, he built the first oasis in the middle of the desert in modern times, besides the Fayoum Basin that I attribute to Joseph building during the 12th dynasty, right? The second thing that he did that made them say off with his head, because it would have disrupted the global economy, was that that was Libya. So Libya is sitting on one of the largest oil reserves in that area, right? So what he said was, we have in the past been giving you oil, right? And then you've been giving us US dollars that inflate 4 to 5% per year, and it's worthless. So instead of giving us Franklin's and Lincoln's, we want you to give us gold dinar. So I brought that up to say that the currency that you could directly address is something that's really tangible, like iron ores and metals, right? Gold is the real currency. You understand what I'm saying? So your question is really loaded. The other thing that I noticed is that you brought in Burkina Faso with brother Ibrahim. I follow all of that. I have a real big global perspective because I read the scriptures and I try to line up where we at chronologically with prophecy, right? So when I approach these type of things, I understand that things that are gonna happen irregardless of what we do, because what we're going to do and what we're not going to do is already predestined and pre-purposed, right? So if you was a brother that had that for something that you wanted to address and build on, if you actually accomplished it and you got the so-called black man in America off of Abraham Lincoln's and off of Benjamin Franklin's and off of all these other Hamiltons and all this stuff, and you swap us over to gold, the problem that you're gonna run into is that every time you disrupt that economy, you become an enemy of Satan, right?
Yeah.
So what's gonna happen is they're gonna Malcolm X your ass, right?
Yep.
So let me finish. Malcolm X died while he was opening up something called the OAAU. It's called the Organization of
Yeah.
African American Unity.
Unity.
And what he wanted to do was what you're talking about. So the problem is, what you need to do is, the first thing you need to do is get ready to die. Are you ready to die, brother?
Tie-dye. I'm gonna wear tie-dyes. I'm not really in it to lose. We close to the end.
And that's the problem. That's the problem. You need to get ready to spill your blood on the ground, because they coming for you, brother.
I'm not afraid to die, but I want to live for the revolution.
Well, you need to get ready.
Not die for the revolution. You heard what I said?
Let's not manifest anything like that, gentlemen. Let's go ahead.
So Ibrahim has a bounty. Ibrahim has a bounty on his head. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Muammar Gaddafi got assassinated by the U.S. government. Is that correct?
Yeah, but he's living for the revolution, not dying for the revolution. We don't need any more martyrs. We want people to stay alive and win. God bless Ibrahim Touré's soul. God bless everybody in the Sahel. We certainly realize that Julius Malema is doing great work. He's living for the revolution
Hey,
too. You know what I mean? We got to
you
make
got
sure that we have our martyrs
you got a
inspire
problem,
us,
brother.
and our
You got a
people who are
problem.
alive take the
You
lessons to
got
the
a problem,
progress.
brother.
We can
You
have
got
a
a
united
problem.
continent.
The first thing you need to do is be prepared to die. I'm not saying you're going to. The second thing you need to
Yes,
do is you need to. Did you know that when you go to Europe, that their currency is based off gold, but no gold comes out the ground?
ain't that something?
Where did they get it from?
Africa.
They got it from the west coast of Africa. So your focus need to be on the people in Africa that you're talking about. You need to
Yup,
go over there and help them get their diamonds back. You need to
yup.
go after the Do Beers, brother. You see, you in order to progress to where you talking about, that's you gotta set goals small and then move forward. What I didn't hear from what you said was your smaller goals, right? Because the minute you go after the alcohol industry, the minute you go after the diamond industry to do beers, who popularized diamond rings as the what you should get your wife, and when you go after the people or the forefathers who spearheaded the Berlin Conference, when you go after them, it's off with your head. Would you say
Well,
that if you wanted to start a revolution, you would be far
now,
fetched to find 10 guys
now,
out of a million that'll stand with you all day and all night, ready to take the same fate that you'll be under while the CIA is investigating your every move?
sir, I don't want to start a revolution. I want to complete a revolution. Startups happen all the time. We want to make sure that we go full 60, full 360. Right now, we're about 275 to complete the change, which is revolution. The word revolution means change. The world revolves around itself to create a change from night to day and a change in the seasons. We got to spin and revolve too in order for us to evolve, to go through different changes so we can go full circle from our African origins as the Alpha back through the wilderness of the West to go back to full circle, to go back to our original origins of the Garden of Africa, when we start to live as well as our ancestors. That is the key and that is the goal. Once you realize that we live for the revolution, we are not afraid to die, because you can kill a revolutionary, but you can't kill a revolution. Those are the words of Huey P. Newton. We certainly realize there were a lot of martyrs who didn't die for no reason, because we're about to take it home now. This generation realizes the power that we do have, because there's more money in our hands, and money is power. But if money is not organized, then we can't become powerful, because we have no organization, unity, or collective movement economically.
Money gets its power from what perspective is applied to it, right? So what I spent today, right? I spent hundreds of dollars just today. The power that it has came from the say so that somebody gave it, right? You get you gold, gold means gold. It is what it is, right? That it looks like your focus is still not even on us. My question is how much did you spend on your plane ticket or your boat ticket back to Africa?
I mean, the Libyan government and Gaddafi paid for my ticket to go to Africa. I was in Africa in '89 in Libya studying the system, studying the economic system. That's how I got so beholden to the Gaddafi mindset and the Gaddafi Green Book. Once you start to read that, you realize it's a transition to go from a monarchy towards an oligarchy. That was the first revolution of humanity, right, which happened in 1776 and then spread throughout the world eventually when we started to create republics. And now we have something called the Jamahuriya, which is what Gaddafi invented with his Green Book. We realized I had the Green Book.
I own the book and I can put my hands on it within less than
Me
30
too. I
seconds.
got one right in my hand
So
right now.
so check it out. It inspired me as well. So I saw in there that basically his goal for the society was to make people go to work just for the hell of it, right? If you worked in the toilet paper factory, it was just because you wanted to make the society thrive, right? If you got married, you got you a house, you got free education,
Yup.
right? Healthcare system, right? The women were held to extreme high esteem, right? I'm with all of that. What I'm telling you is that you should put more attention on your enemies, because The same enemies that him creating that system created are going to become yours. Where do you start? So you just want us to stick together? What does that mean?
Well, I
Hold
mean,
hands
once
or
we sit together, we got to start forming cohesions and collectives. It's about organize. Vision plus commitment equals success. Organize our minds to win. Once we start reading a lot more, that's why we got to connect and more than just ad hoc, ad
where
hoc
where is the
connection.
organization you started and how many men fell in line with your vision?
That's it. That's it. Well, the organization is now defunct. You know what I mean? Because what happened was, diasporic Africans lack the soul power to stay with things through thick and thin. Once things started to get a little rocky, a lot of people jumped ship. You know what I mean? And because that happened, the organization didn't get the progress as far as it goes, but it's still on the mindset to bring. It's called the Hip Hop Political Party. What we want to do, we want to start a third party for the people. We realize the Democrats and the Republicans are both defunct. People are disenchanted with the movements of both of the parties who represent the oligarchy. So what we got to do is we got to have an organization that represents the people, power to the people. This
You
is what George Washington, this is what Thomas Jefferson mostly thought about when he made the republic as power to the people. But at the same time, they weren't ready to have the people organized enough to really steward their own affairs because they were still uneducated. We realized that when the founding fathers first started the nation, they didn't want the proletariat to vote, right? It was a plutocracy thing. You had to be a landowner. So it was basically an elitist system. We got to keep progressing things to a point where it starts to become a system for the people, like how Gaddafi has. We realize that homelessness is illegal in Gaddafi because a home in Libya, because a home is a human right. When I was in Libya, I was studying the system, and they taught me so many things about how to bring Africa together as one to continue the dream of Kwame Nkrumah and Marcus Garvey. That's why they got the Black Star and the Ghanaian flag, because of the Black Star line that Marcus Garvey started. We certainly realize that once we start to build upon the work of some of our ancestors, we can make the future a lot better for the next generation. Vision plus commitment equals success. We got to exchange emails in order for us to continue this dialogue, so it's not just a spur of energy, but a collective, concise, calculated move in order for us to achieve goals and make life truly better, rather than just exchanging energies to make ourselves release endorphins.
Have you gotten off the US dollar yet, or did you spend some yesterday or today?
Oh my God, I spend US dollars all the time.
Okay. What's your plan on getting off of it?
Yo, Kaleem.
Yeah. How you gonna get off the US dollar? Are you taking your money you work hard for and swapping it over to gold bullion, or what are you doing?
That's a good idea, right? I'm not against going towards gold bullion. That's good.
What are you doing? Because it sounds like you're in the same, you're facing the same plights of the people that you're wanting to advance, but you're just like us.
Right. Well, I mean, right now we at a nascent stage, right? So we realize that as we come together with people, ideas will start to flourish, and we can start to pick and choose which ideas are the best ones that we can collectively work on to actualize in order for us to build a better nation. We got to realize the Hip Hop Political Party is the third party that's needed in order for us to break the stronghold and the grip that the two parties are the same coin, two sides of the same coin, two different sides of the same coin, working for the plutocracy, are working in order for us to realize that second slavery is coming back into effect, where the machines will take over our minds through Neuralink. We realize that Elon Musk has an agenda, and he's the richest man in the world. We realize he's a powerful individual, but we realize that the people united will never be defeated. And if we have our collective power, we can have more power than this man really has right now.
So you say we're in the nation stage, and would you agree that a nation without land cannot sustain itself?
I agree. That's
So
why
where
we
is your
got
land?
Africa is our land, my brother.
The whole thing.
The whole thing, United
Is
Continental
Israel in
Africa,
Africa?
USA. What?
Is parts of Israel on the African tectonic
I'm
plate?
not trying to complex. I'm not trying to complicate the situation by bringing in energies that are gonna arouse the emotions of our enemies and adversaries. What are we trying to do? We got to build our structure strong first. Once we have our structure built first, then we can take steps towards branching out and looking at other
What part of
nations.
Brother
Africa? What
Kyle.
part of Africa is your nation going to be
The whole
headquartered in?
Africa is one nation. The whole Africa is one nation. The
I
United
got
States of Africa is an idea that Gaddafi gravitated towards, but was started 100 years ago by the Honorable Marcus Garvey. Once we start to read Garvey, we realize the importance of the movement. And you said you're into scriptures. Scriptures. Garvey was a Christian. You know what I mean? I'm not Christian, but I certainly realize the collective energy that exists within Christianity is good for organization. Reverend Cleve used
I
energy.
disagree, brother. The
hold
reason why
on,
Marcus
brother
Garvey
Kyle.
failed was because he was a Christian.
So
That's
look,
that was produced by Catholicism.
okay, come.
I'm
I
I'm
was
a, I'm a, I'm gonna take a back seat, bro. That was a good conversation. What I got out of it is that like where I'm kind of left at odds is you still on the U.S. dollar. You're claiming all of Africa, which most of Africa south of the sub-Saharan is mostly uninhabitable, especially by Lake Victoria, right?
I
So
disagree with
so
that. I disagree, sir. But
so
yo,
so
take my email down. Take down my
well,
email. I'm going to put it in the chat. Take down my
cool.
email. We can continue this conversation. So it's not just a spur of energy, but something which is working collective and organized towards
All right, cool.
well-defined, measurable goals.
Well, I would challenge you, brother. You keep on doing what you're doing, and when you go and you make it a habitation by Lake Victoria, and you get that Wi-Fi there, you call my phone and email me from there after you put them power lines up, and get everybody to survive out there because they don't want to live there. And then I would be interested in coming there before I make my plight back to where I know where my ancestors are supposed to be.
So with that being said, I got one more question for the brother. I can't remember. Is it Colin?
Yeah, that's my name, brother.
Okay, yeah. From your perspective, I guess in the most narrow way you could break it down, how do we come together as broad of a people as I guess you're variating us to be? How do we come together through our differences, such as things like political, cultural, and religious differences? Is the book you're holding up the answer to that? I can't see the title.
Can't hear him.
We can't hear you, brother. We can't hear you, brother.
He might got his mic muted.
Yeah, we can't see the title of that book. If
It's
you
the Green
could,
Book. That's Muammar Gaddafi's book. And I hate to butt in. If IBM, if you listening, brother, I thought we was better than that. Now, I have Yahweh's name, bro, and I put that on Yahweh. I never heard of you until I came to the platform that Karima had. Never heard of you, right? Never watched any of your videos. And the book that we're talking about predates you. Now, we done had direct conversations on the phone, and you gonna sit up here and call me a lie? I'm gonna remember that, brother. I'm gonna remember that. Never heard of you until I came on Karima's platform. Now I see.
yeah, like I said, I think that was just IBM being IBM because I literally only know him from comment section. So
Well, that's his thing, and I never made comments about it. That's his narrative is that he the one who brought the information out. Cool, man. I don't even want to be the first one to bring information out. I want to be the one who putting factual information out. So if what he putting out is true, then that's cool. But the comment I just read, which I can put on the screen, this brother saying online he want to bring me on. Bring me on, and I'm gonna pull up some of my old work or me reading the sources that I'm getting my information from. Because I got a YouTube channel. And that's crazy how you can be on the phone with a brother thinking you chopping it up with him and everything cool, and I'm swapping information back. I remember having a conversation with this brother about the 12th dynasty, and I know he was learning from me just like I was learning from him. So I want to come on your platform so I can teach you while you teaching me. And then when I tell you something new, no offense, brother IBM, I still got a lot of respect for you, even though you call me a liar without checking your facts. When I put something new on you, I want you to tell me it's new and that you heard it from Kyrod.
I got you, brother. I'm about to put you back in the chat now.
The brother who was talking about the economics.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
I don't see him. I don't see him in the backstage. He said, "Put him on." You got to hit the link, brother.
I agree with a lot to what he was saying. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? As
it's,
far as
but that last question I asked is the last. That's the missing link right there. Once we figure that,
yeah,
well, you know. So I want to hear his perspective from that.
that was a great question, right? Because that was like leading to the point that I wanted to make. Because like I said, I agree with him for about at least 90% of what he said. But it's just about how like he's going about it. It's like how we gonna go about it. It's like the same what you said. How are we going to get the people together on one page to be able to try something like this, right? And then there's things called economic terrorism, right? So they done already put things in place that if we try to pull our money out of the system, they already got laws in place for if we tried that, but what would happen? So I'm saying like, so at the same time of trying to establish our own uh, money, at some point in time, we know there gotta come, how we're gonna do this within the law framework, not getting arrested while we trying to put our coins together. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not gonna make no sense if if we try to do that and then the government be like, yo, y'all trying to y'all basically trying to tank the dollar. So I'm saying like there gotta be a way that both both agendas can get handled without one altering or somehow hurting the dollar, because when we pull our dollar out, that don't mean that we want everybody. There's other nationalities, races in America, and we pull our dollar out and then tank America, then we ain't gonna have nothing to spend the money on anyway. So it's like, at some point the sense got to be made out of the whole situation.
Okay, Apollo. I like how you worded that. Um, like I say, we done been in here 2 hours, man. We definitely got another topic. We'll be back tomorrow. Uh, Unexpectedly, it's actually gonna be a surprise topic because of how good tonight went. We're gonna go ahead and do our second episode, man. I appreciate all the support. Shout out A1 for letting me take the platform to have an episode, man. You know what I'm saying? It was beautiful. Shout out to the Barbarian in the in the audience. Shout out to 3BY for joining the panel. Shout out to brother Colin, brother Moray, brother Morris Judicator, my brother Apollo, man. Shout out to 3BY, the foundation once again. Um, and like I say, man, we'll be back tapped in tomorrow. Tomorrow night, I guess we could do the same time, man. It looked like this time worked good for everybody. At one point in time, it looked like we had about maybe 7 or 8 people on the panel. Tomorrow's topic will be, how do we come together as a people through our differences, such as cultural, religious, and political. And on that one, I'm gonna say peace and blessings to everybody. Shalom. And if anybody got some shout outs and goodbyes, y'all go ahead and rock out.
No doubt, man. Shout out to Titans TV, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to A1, brother Amar. putting on a great show. I mean, shout out to Bar Reloaded, all my barbarians out there. Shout out to 3BY, Lions Den. It's the Morris Barbarian. I'm out.